Large file sharing can be a challenge. We've all had to jump through virtual hoops to send a large file to a recipient at some point. This is particularly prevalent within the creative community, specifically video editors. Resilio offers a great solution for this. No more waiting for large file uploads to servers or even hiring couriers to take your hard drive from point A to point B. Let's deep dive into Resilio and learn how it has changed our client, context creatives, workflow, and day-to-day operations.
So Context is a full-service marketing agency. We work in sectors that are critical to society. So we do a lot of work in energy, the environment, healthcare, finance, areas like that, fairly serious areas. And a lot of the work we do, well, it's integrated work. So we're working in print, digital, radio, and we do a ton of video, mostly online video, occasionally broadcast video as well.
So we got involved with Context Creative about a few months into the pandemic when they were changing a few things around to prepare for their hybrid workforce. We were helping them with moving the office. We helped them with managing their computers, setting up their networks, moving their servers from one location to the other. So we worked with them on several fronts. They were a great client to work with, and we're really happy that we established this partnership.
For about 3 years, we've been partners with Alary. They came on when we were a much smaller but growing company. Alary supports us in hardware purchasing, managing all of our hardware, managing our software platforms, and basically troubleshooting either things that we need as a company or things that our individual team members might need.
After started to move the workforce into a hybrid mode, they were faced with a situation where they have a small group of video editors that were sharing files in the office. When they started working remotely, they had this challenge of how do they move those large video files between video editors and their freelance photographers or videographers, and put it all in one place and being able to collaborate on it. The challenges were the upload speeds. No matter how much you throw into a network, an internet connection, it's still not going to be fast enough to upload that many gigabytes or terabytes. Then you had the situation where you courier drives. You take a drive, you load it with something, you call the courier comes, send it to the next person edits on it, and then puts it on another drive to send it to somebody else. So it was extremely time consuming, frustrating, and especially when you're trying to upload a file all night and then you wake up in the morning and you know there was an error somewhere and you have to start all over. And that was going on, day out. So that was the problem that they came to us with specifically for the video edit team. It's not the rest of the graphic team were able to work with a VPN and a file share connection, but the video edit on its own was the issue that was brought to our attention.
So we do a lot of video, and files, those large video files are shared quite frequently between team members as they pass things along, as well as like our external production partners. What we were finding was that we were losing a lot of time waiting for files to be uploaded or downloaded or transferred. And so we were really struggling to kind of keep up with the volume of work that we needed to produce. So we came to Alary and basically said, this is a problem that we're having, and do you have any recommendations for how we could solve for this? And that is when we started talking about Resilio, and here we are now.
Right, so large file transfers, it's been a pain point for us since we've moved to remote work, just because it would take hours to send files between different people, and oftentimes the connection would drop and we would have to restart the whole thing over and over again.
Large files transferring is very challenging and very important thing for me as a video production specialist. It's very important to receive the files as soon as possible and prepare them for the team. But also in general, like raw footage is very big files and like they're massive and require like a lot of time of downloading and uploading. So in general, it's really a difficult process, and we are always was looking for the better options to improve it.
So large file transfers were a huge pain point for us, just because trying to do it over the internet was taking hours just to send single files, and oftentimes the connection would drop and we would have to restart the process. A lot of the time we would just leave our computers on overnight just to try and get files back and forth to each other.
It depends, like our files depends on the video shoots, and it sometimes can be like a couple of gigabytes, but sometimes it can take 2 terabytes. Like in general, when we do small case study projects, it's around 300-400 gigabytes. But when we're doing custom shoot of the like big production, it really can take like up to terabyte. And with that being said, like transferring 1 terabyte is really a long and difficult process.
So some of the files we were getting, especially from vendors, were approaching like terabytes. So it was massive loads that we were trying to transfer between each other. So previously we tried various online options. The most effective was just couriering hard drives back and forth, which not very convenient, and it also cost a lot of money as well.
So after looking at several solutions and several possibilities of, having a very fast drive using ready-made cloud services like Google Cloud or even Microsoft Cloud, all of them involved a way of synchronizing files that were not necessarily suitable for work. So one of the solutions that we used in the past was Resilio. The way Resilio works is that it synchronizes all the data from one place to the other, and it just made the whole environment seamless, where any editor can within minutes see what the other editor is doing. They see the data, they can upload the files from their freelance videographers right into their server, and then from the server it's within literally minutes it's distributed to everybody. It doesn't lose the connection because it has a way of synchronizing the file peer-to-peer to peer-to-peer. Even if one of them loses the network connections, the others cover for it, and even if all of them stop, it has a way of re-establishing connection and starting all over again without the user even noticing that this happened. Everything works in the background, and we suggested that file to them, and we put the whole plan together, and they accepted it. We worked with the users to install the drives at every location and set up the machine, set up a synchronizing script that works with what they want. And we're really very glad with the outcome. It just worked exactly like we planned it, and they're happy, we're happy.
Resilio changed our workflow completely. It improved the file transferring, I don't know, like in 1,000 million times. There is no struggle with transferring and working on the files like a team, because basically our files right now is synchronizing automatically, and there is no need of hard drivers, and the speed of downloading and uploading files is much more faster, which reduced all of my struggles, let's say.
One person can upload a file onto the drive, and we all have access to it within minutes. It also means that we can share working files. So if one person is away one day, I can jump on their files no problem, and there's zero downtime.
So before Zero, we had another server connection, and our workflow was like we downloading files, then we work on them, and then we uploading them again to another team members, or just in case if somebody need access to it. But with Resilio, our workflow also changed in that way that we don't do that anymore, and we directly working from the hard drivers. Everybody, like the video team who is connecting to Resilio right now, don't need to download and upload files daily. So it's reduced time and energy for that.
I think the thing I like the most about Resilio is just how fast it is. It allows for collaboration. Once I'm working on a project, I'll add it to the drive, and I can have someone take a look at it within minutes, and they can make adjustments on their end. They can even just view sample videos I've uploaded to make comments. It has been a game changer for us.
My setup with Alary was pretty simple because I'm not on the technical side of the setup process, but the setup process took about 30 minutes for me. We just had the call with the Alary, and they had connection to my computer and basically install all the software and required drives. And after that, it was like magic happened.
The setup was smooth. We each had the drives just delivered to our doors. And then I think it was like a 30-minute Zoom call with Alary, and we were up and running.
Alary was able to take the specific requirements and pain points that we had and put together a system that improved the quality of life for our video team. We had a lot of considerations to keep in mind and really appreciated Alary's patience and guidance, especially Ahmed, to us to create the system we have today. The setup was smooth. Once we decided to go ahead, they took care of putting everything together and getting our users set up. If there were any questions, we were able to reach out and got timely support.
So Alary has been a great addition to our team. I think for me, I'm not a tech savvy person, so Alary has always been there to help support me and also take me through new updates, new devices that we're using. For example, like Resilio, no idea what that was until Alary came in and really took me through this whole process, which was really helpful. Now I was able to set that one up in the office a couple months ago, but yeah, it's been a great experience. I know we can always rely on them from when our internet service is not working and they're not answering us. I know that Alary is there to help try to troubleshoot on their end and try everything that they can to make sure that our internet's working, because we need that.
As you can see, Alary was able to offer a suitable solution for our client, and it has been an incredible game changer for context. We're so thrilled that we've been able to offer such a solution and that everything was so well received and implemented with ease. Don't forget to like and subscribe to find out more from Alary Technologies on how we can transform your business's IT.